Oh, God.
I wanted to call you.
Almost close. We've had some old story.
Oh, yeah. I'm doing it. Yeah. I'm gonna be better than myself. I'm gonna be better than what I'm doing now. So. Well, that's
Oh, Carrie did some download. That's the full functionality.
It would be nice to take away everything.
No, before I used to with Kelly and I had to switch.
Yeah, that's nice. Good, how are you? I got it. Thank you so much. Yes. That's nice to read, but I'm not sure. Yes, thank you. You're welcome.
it's gonna put my business where it needs to be.
He never answered.
I know.
I figured maybe you were like, hey, we're here.
Grab him. Yeah.
Because he's stuck his head in, like, he just want to hear how things went.
Yeah.
So you mentioned it at the
This March,
See.
April.
Listen, Lexi, she does all my marketing and stuff. She just came back from. Nice to meet you.
Jealous.
She leaves the social work this year. So that I.
Nice.
Yeah. In the car, whatever. I think how many copies.
COVID and situation, I personally, when I deal with
He dresses.
I'm okay with not being. If this is how you are now.
That's why.
Everything's just like a little overview, just like yeah. Well, I like even like.
Yeah, I know, I thought I should.
Yeah, it takes a little bit. Oh, I'm sorry.
It sounds like. There's already that.
Come in,
Kind of go through you.
whenever he's ready.
Go through your
He's really working hard.
I depend on that. I was just it was just hard to come back yesterday. You know how you- It's just different routines. It's okay. Yeah.
Oh, I'm listening. I'm listening. This is a great office.
Morning, everybody. Let's go get started. Someone give me some good news. All right. Tell me, Christy.
My marketing assistant is back from maternity leave. I'm so
Yay!
thrilled.
Maternity leave, and you had
I had a little boy.
a little boy. I'm gonna, and what's his name?
Ashton.
Ashton, cool. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
So get back to work.
Yes, of course.
Get back to work. Okay, who else is here this morning that has some good news? Where are all the people? Where are they?
They're probably online.
They're online. Okay, gotcha. All right, who else has some good news this morning? Hey. Who else has some good news this morning? Anybody?
I
Just
do.
look out the
All
window.
right, tell me.
My son got accepted to medical school.
They're gonna get stuff in the house.
That's right, so I'll be working for a few more years.
I tell my grandsons that I could not even spell medical school when I was their age.
Me either.
So that's great, guys. I know I was never got into medical school. I talked about that, but it was just called. Okay, so congratulations. Isn't that great? He gets his brains from his mother, right?
That's right.
Who else has got something they want to share? Who loves that spring is coming?
Yes.
Yeah, don't you love that spring is coming? Those pink flowers, whatever they're called, on that tree out front of my house are blooming. What's the first pink flower that blooms on a tree?
Red.
Red blood, is that what it is?
Yeah.
Anyway, so guys, I love to see spring. I was walking this morning. I walk at about 5:45 in the morning. And when I got back at about 6:30, guess what I saw? Sunlight. The day's getting longer. Isn't that nice, guys? I love this time of the year.
Our patio lights came on and it was daylight.
Isn't that
It's
nice?
still light outside.
A week from Sunday's time change.
Yeah.
Yes.
And the time changes, y'all know what it is?
A
What
week,
it
is
is?
it a week from Sunday?
It's a week from this Sunday. Exactly right, Jeff. Exactly right, Jeff.
Oh, there you go.
Spring ahead.
Spring ahead. Thank you, Jeff. Thank you, Jeff. Ladies and gentlemen. Okay, guys. Yes, ma'am.
I have a good news. I'd like to introduce a new Quan agent.
Great.
So you want to stand up? I don't want to embarrass you, but Juliet Silva, she just got her license recently and she just decided to join us. So
Go ahead. Introduce yourself.
Well, I'm new agent, new license, new here. Nothing. I'm excited just to learn and start
Where are you from?
from Colombia.
Welcome.
Yay, Colombiana!
I heard somebody. Oh, there it was.
Milo.
So
Milo.
I speak Spanish and English. So if somebody needs, I'm here to help.
And I
Fantastic. We
speak
will
English
need.
and English, and that's it.
I want to learn more, but
Welcome.
Thank you.
Anyway, thank you all so much. Anybody online has some good news they want to share?
Yeah, I got a good news.
Tell us.
Last week I took the test for the Florida license, so soon enough I can originate loans in Florida. So I can support most of you if you need in Florida, in the state of Florida.
One
I
day,
have a
guys.
license in Florida too.
Oh, she's licensed in Florida also. Y'all don't have to talk, Milo.
Good.
So that's great, guys. So anyway, that's great. A lot of good stuff going on right now. And so we're going to talk a little bit later. We have a full agenda. Let's go and get started. And so, Carrie, come on.
Good morning, you guys. I'm Carrie with Thomas and Brown. I like to talk as I'm walking up. I feel like it fills the space. And ever since I walked in, all I've wanted to do is just stand right here.
This is the state of Carrie's union.
Yes, everyone. Welcome to the office. My name's Carrie. I'm with Thomas and Brown. We're the preferred closing attorney here. We have several offices around town. We have Woodstock, East Cobb, Galleria, Alpharetta, Blue Ridge, and Buckhead. So we're all over town for you guys. And we have a couple of things coming up. March is also one of my favorites. March through May is like the best in my opinion. And it's not 100 degrees outside yet. So we have our happy hour coming up on the 16th during Productivity Week. We're co-sponsoring with the Supremes and the Silvertons. And so we'll be at the Tin Lizzie patio over at the Avenues of East Cobb. So we're gonna have a taco bar, lots of fun, cocktails, soda, whatever you guys would like. And then on March 30th, I'm teaching a class here, and we are trying to do it once a month. Closings with Carrie, we just sort of go over our closing process. We talk about what happens when y'all send us a contract. We go over the buyer and seller info sheet, so y'all know, what we're sending to your clients and why we ask for the things that we ask for. We talk about powers of attorney, mail outs, title insurance, all that good stuff. So that'll be on the 30th at 10 in this very room.
Carrie, can I ask you a question?
You can.
So could you guys, maybe you already have this, just put together a little info sheet, because we have clients a lot of times who ask, why do I need title insurance?
Yeah.
And we always give this generic answer and say you should talk to your agent and talk to the closing attorney, but
Yeah.
if there was something that we
Oh,
could,
absolutely. I
actually
have,
send to them.
we have lots of good info on that, and we have it in Spanish, and Chinese as well. So random. I know they sent us all this stuff. I was like, okay. So yeah, it's from our title company. So I have that. Yes.
I used that story long said a long time ago with my clients. Every time I have a buyer appointment is the one about the neighborhood in Athens, we're outside of Athens.
Oh, right.
And the whole neighborhood ended up being owned by Uncle Bubba.
Gosh, it's crazy the
And
things
there
that
was like
come
one
up.
or two people in the neighborhood that did not have title insurance. And
Yeah, it ended up being a disaster. I know. It's so crazy the things that can happen. Some of them are small and some of them are like the 1 in a million things. And when you're the 1 in a million, it's like, I could have spent that minimal amount of money closing, and had it. So yeah, definitely, but I'll get that out for you guys for sure.
I have a question. Could you also let us know, like, if there's changes to the title, like, let's say someone puts it into an LLC,
Mhm.
does that void the owner's title insurance?
That
I'm
was a
pretty
good
sure that
question. I know that they have like an amendment that they can make to a policy. Let me check on that and I'll let you know the answer. Because, I don't want to answer that just quite yet. So I'll let you know.
Same question as after they close and they add the wives, they do a quick claim deed. Does that change it either?
I know that there's an amendment, I believe, for that too, because it has to match like whoever's on the title.
Thank you.
Questions? Gosh, nobody ever asked me questions over here. Anybody else? I think it's the podium.
You're so smart.
Right, it's like my glasses. All right. well, thank you guys.
much better than several of our politicians.
Oh, Thank you. Thank you.
Well, last week we were at family reunion, which was fabulous. A little couple bumps in the road at family reunion, but it was still fabulous. Gareth asked the question, when did he think this current sort of issue with supply would end and we get back to a more normal market? You remember what it said? Could be in 3 months, could be in 3 years, could be in 10 years. So even he does not know when this is going to happen, which I thought was interesting for him because he has in the past said, that's what's coming, the shift's coming, the shift's coming, the shift's coming. He didn't say it this time. He did not say it this time. He says, we don't know when we're going to come out of this, which is very, very interesting. Okay, next we have Lunch and Learn, March the 3rd, 2022 at the Quan Training Room, and it is hosted by Reed Clark. Reed, tell us about this.
I'm gonna let's see, I'll tell you about this and then Danielle will tell you what's going on with interest rates. So, hey guys, I'm Reed with Silverton. This is
Danielle Delaney, nice to see you all.
Yep. So guys, I hope that you'll sign up for this. This is in person only. This is a Lunch and Learn hosted by us, and it's going to be Rick Scott, who heads up our construction perm program. He's going to talk to you guys about the renovation loan process, how it works, what you can do. And my thing for you guys is, right now, I don't have to tell y'all what the inventory situation is like, but a house that's damaged, less than pristine, this could be the tool that allows your client to accept that house and to make it what they need it to be. So I hope you'll be here. It's March the 3rd. That's this Thursday from 11:30 to 1, and we will have lunch. So hope you make it. You can sign up.
You can RSVP to me. My email address is on the Keller Williams roster or it's on the Keller Williams Facebook page.
Yep, Heather Corey at silvertonmortgage.com.
Yes. Yeah, so interest rates have gone down a little bit with everything that's going on in Ukraine. They're back into the threes, the high threes. So just wanted to let everybody know that. Also, I wanted to point out that Silverton does not require funding docs. So when you're at closing and you're done, your buyers are done signing, everyone can get up and leave. You don't have to wait around for the lender to send the funds.
Yeah, it's a great thing because the last thing you want is to have a great transaction. You get to the closing table, everybody's happy they sign it, and then go sit in the lobby and wait 45 minutes.
It's especially helpful if you have a double closing and it's at different attorneys, so yeah, so if anybody, we really want to create relationships with you and your clients. It's a priority for us. So if the lender that you're currently working with is mediocre service, please give us an opportunity to work with you. We would really like to do a good job.
Do any of you guys sell or refer out in other states, like in the Southeast or anything like that? If that happens?
Yeah.
Okay, well, just letting you know that I can help you there. I'm licensed in Florida, Georgia, Alabama, South Carolina, Tennessee, and Virginia. So if you happen to have somebody going to one of those states, it'd be a privilege to be able to serve them there. Okay? I got a deal right now in Virginia, and thankfully my brain triggered, checked the conforming loan limit. So the county they're in, the conforming loan limit was $970,000. That's yeah. So not all boy, almost made a mistake and remembered at the last minute. Check it. So anyway,
Green,
yes, ma'am.
you're licensed in Florida.
Uh-huh.
Guess who has family in Florida? I'm just amazed that, did everybody know he was licensed in Florida?
I just saw
Yeah.
Facebook post about it.
Yeah, we do it about every 3 months. We make a Facebook post.
We were trying to keep it from you, Arthur.
That's right.
I want you to know.
Page for both of you.
Yeah, Heather posts that about every 3 months or so. Okay, that'd be great. Thank you, guys. You're special. Appreciate you.
Thank you.
Keep praying for Ukraine.
Yes.
I agree 100%.
Yeah.
It's just because this morning I was in prayer for our president because he has a tough job that I can't imagine doing. But this morning I was thinking, so they're now saying with what's going on in Ukraine that gas could be $6 or $7 a gallon by the summer. $6 or $7, and so he's got to think, okay, so which food am I going to make happy? And I make the ones that don't want the pipeline open, and the prices go up. Or I make the ones that do want the pipeline open and the prices go down. Can you imagine being in that position? I just cannot, guys, because it's a position that is tough being, guys. So I'm hoping that you'll be able to make a wise decision, guys. And so please be in prayer daily for Ukraine, for our country, for elected officials, because they all have got tough jobs. And the last job I want to be is president of the United States because I like to be popular. And you can't be in that position. Whatever you need, you're going to have people mad, which I get, guys. So
And the
anyway.
Russian people who do not want a war.
Yeah.
That's right.
Exactly right, yes, guys. So just be in prayer daily if you wouldn't mind doing that. Okay. Our wonderful sponsor, come on up, Hope, Old Republic, let's give her a hand. Welcome, Hope.
Nice to be here.
Oh, of course. This is going to be a little interactive and I'll be quick. When I point to this side, I want you to say homework in your loudest voice. So real quick.
Homework.
This side, with you two, I want you to say hope in your loudest voice.
Oh.
This side is me. One more time.
Oh.
Perfect. All right. Real quick, I had lunch with a friend of mine last week and he's in sales. And he said to me,
Hope.
he said,
Oh.
you guys got to pay attention. I can only imagine how hard it is to sell like
Yeah, y'all wasn't awake over here. I like it.
I said, Steve, it really is. I said, there's so much competition. And I said, we're going through such a crazy time right now. But I just hope that everybody is listening to me when I talk about a home warranty. The thing is, we offer 4 different plans. We have great pricing, which is very budgetable, $425 to $750. We have optional coverage. We have a 30-day grace period if you have not purchased your home warranty. So we have lots of things to offer, but sometimes people don't realize why they need
A warranty.
So I can only, you guys are getting
I
me.
think you're better at it. We've said it.
A warranty.
I can only, that the agents are really listening to me. And when they talk to their clients, they think of a
Home warranty.
So Steve said to me, you know what, Hope? He said, it's all about the messaging. You want them to hear your message and you want them to remember you. He said, have you ever thought about subliminal messaging?
Oh. Oh, again.
And I said,
Home
"Well,
warranty.
I never thought about subliminal messaging. That's something to think about. It's hot here. I'm gonna take my coat off. Subliminal messaging. How would I do that? I don't know. So again, Steve said, Hope, he said,
Yeah.
Hope, what are you trying to accomplish when you talk about a
Home warranty.
Well, what I would
Oh.
hope is that when the agents are talking to their clients, they think,
Oh.
she sells a
Home warranty.
and she's with
Old Republic.
And she
So
should-
called.
Yes, and I want everybody to know that
Hope.
is here for them, because everybody needs,
Hope.
and everybody needs them.
Home warranty.
And as I tell all my agents, you should include a
Home warranty.
on every transaction. So if anybody needs any help, please call.
Hope.
About.
Good job.
For the best breakfast. And this
And the
will-
questions in public, which
Thank you
is
so very much for
shocking.
that. All right, let us move on. The Y4C2Ts, guys, going to family reunion, guys, and if you've never been before, you got a budget to go to one next year. And of course, in August, what's coming up?
Mega Camp.
Mega Camp, guys. Now, the two Mega Camp is my favorite. Guys, you'll meet people there and you'll go, wow, like we met Sanjay, which is an amazing guy, Kellens International. But guys, the one thing here that I want to talk about just a little this morning is creativity, ideas before results. What does that say to you? Why creativity? Why is that up there? I thought about that one for a long time. Why is that one up there?
Takes a lot of creativity to win a house right now.
That's it, Patty, I agree. Why else?
We like ideas.
Pardon me?
We like ideas, not, don't be scared of failure.
Exactly right. And guys, is there usually more than one way to have a successful ending to something? In other words, guys, are there multiple ways? And maybe you need to think, I wonder if that way may be right. I wonder if that way may work, guys. So guys, be creative in your solutions. Don't think, well, I've always done it like that for 20 years, and so there's only one way to do it. Guys, that is rarely the way to look at it, guys. So be creative in your thought thinking, well, maybe we could let the seller stay in there for 21 days. So guys, be thinking, what kind of be to be more creative? I've not thought of creativity in a long time, so thanks for that one. Moving on. Save the dates. All right, guys, I want to tell you about productivity, okay? Come up with me, Arthur, and let's talk about productivity. So guys, when I got here almost 11 years ago, I thought, well, I want to do something that allows us to be more productive. And last year, and I think I looked at the final, but we ended up either number 1, number 2 office in all of Keller Williams, all of Atlanta, for most what? Listings. Most listings, and we also for sure closed the most units. So tell them a little bit about Productivity Week, Arthur.
I am so excited about this one, as I always am, and so is Miss Kimberly over here, because Kimberly is getting together for you guys the rockiest, is that a word? The most rocky, wonderful scavenger hunt to end it all. So, all right, so on Monday, it's the newbie, and this is not exclusive to newbies.
Right.
So I'm putting together a panel of 3, I've already confirmed 2, and it's gonna be varied. It's how they built their business the very first year. You'll hear from a young man who had a dual career, who went through a divorce, financially bankrupt, had to work like 80 hours a week, real estate and bartending, right? And then executed his exit plan and is now on the AOC in Dunwoody. So you're gonna hear from him. You're gonna hear from my friend, Emily, who suffers, and this is not a secret, she shared it with us, right? Who suffers from severe anxiety, and yet, in her very first year as a realtor, closed 36 transactions, 30 of which were Facebook. Right? And hopefully you get to hear from Montez, a very smart young man who got fired from his corporate job because he talked too much about real estate, right? And did last year in a pandemic, 11.5 million in production in his first year, and actually 7 months, because his first 4 months, nothing. So do you guys think, and I see my top agents in here, do you think you could learn something from those guys?
Oh, yeah.
Right?
100%.
I am super excited about the guy you have coming. His name is Ryan Butler. He has a team. They did 175 million last year, something crazy. And the good thing about him, they did 100 investment properties last year, personally. for him. Do you think you could learn a little something about that from Ryan? I'm
And he's in
really
the
excited.
DC market, guys. He bought 100 properties in 1 year.
Well, I think he owns 100 properties. Did he do them all in 1 year? You
I
talked to
think,
him.
I think he did that in 1 year, him and
His
his
team.
business partners, right?
All over the country. Yeah.
All over the country. All over the
Including
country.
multifamily properties.
Yeah, everything. And let's not mention the great food that's gonna be served, right? You're bringing a truck out here, you're bringing food, at Silverton, and then you guys are doing the happy hours. Exciting, and then to top it off, Friday scavenger hunt, more food.
Right.
And then Saturday, shred and purge, $75 for new agents to put on your own event, $125 for Patty and I to put on our own event. Now, come on, Patty, you do events at your house. It's usually 4,000, 5,000. But this event is $125. You don't have to hire the shredders. You don't have to hire anybody. Angela Presley is doing a great job organizing. All you have to do is go downstairs, hand Melissa $125 check, 75 for you, and then invite your entire database. Does it matter if they show up? Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
That you invited them.
You've invited them and it just says, oh my God, she's so successful. Look, she's putting on an event for us. It's free to your clients. Jim, is there anything you would like to add?
Well, Michelle,
I have a day.
You have a day.
Yes.
You
Okay,
have
okay.
the 16th.
I have the Wednesday,
Right.
You have
and
Wednesday.
we're gonna do 3 ways to work smarter, not harder. Now, that sounds pretty typical. It's not. I've got a panelist of 3, and there's 3 very different ideas that will give you, there's a plan, there's a mega team, and there's a solo agent. So you're going to get a whole lot of different ideas to kind of put in your arsenal. So that's it.
And you have food, because Silverton is bringing.
Oh, we got the food then. We got.
Yeah, yeah, sure,
Someone
sure.
that doesn't eat much food, we got.
Oh, yeah, but that.
We all get
brings them
food.
in. We always have to talk about
Training
food.
exercise class.
Yeah, yeah.
The thing that most excites me is that we're putting this together. No other county's office does this. This is just this is something we created here 10 years ago. The guys realized that. What I love is that she gave me the name of Ryan. I called him and said, "You want to come share with us?" He said, "I would love it." So we're paying him to fly in and get a hotel room. That's it. He's not charging anything at all. To come and share with how he's been able to build wealth, and he's probably 38 years old, guys. And so he's gonna come share with us from Washington DC. He is in, his OP is Manketti.
Yeah, both.
Both Manketti, who is fabulous, guys. And guys, I love is that kind of talent at Callaway that willing to come here and share with us, guys, which is fabulous. Remind you again, coming June 7th, Mo Anderson is going to be here, guys. We're going to tell you about that in a little bit. She's going to teach the 6 personal perspectives, but she doesn't do much anymore, guys. So just put that on your calendar. Moving on. Real estate conversation. Remember this. This is every Monday and Wednesday, led by Arthur Ring, guys. Come learn your scripts. Come and talk about how to grow your business. That's every Monday and Wednesday here. We'll love to see the room so full downstairs. You have to move up here. That'd be great. Group coaching, listing presentation tomorrow, taught by Patty Jackson. Patty is great at the listing presentations. You can do it tomorrow, March the 2nd from 11 to 12 in the lead gen room. And again, I want to fill up that room so much that we have to come up here and make it happen up here, guys. That's how, are you saying anything about that at all, Patty?
I'm sorry.
You want to say anything about that at all?
It's, it's great. We're coaching. All of them are, sorry, put me on. I'm excited to do it. I'm doing my listing presentation and I'm excited to share it with you guys.
You certainly win a lot of listings out here in East Cobb. So I'm
And also
proud to say
all that goes into YouTube, guys. So go to the training station too. If you can't make it that day, you can go look at all of the videos and they're all very relevant.
Anyway, guys, please come join Patty because she does that very, very well. So come learn something. Moving on, command your commissions. Talk about Carrie Qualters. I love Carrie Qualters. Carrie's going to teach that on the 9th, 11 to 12. Guys, command is a tool for you that you should be using because it certainly will help you grow your business and you'll have a system to make your business grow on its own. Group coaching, 7 money milestones taught by Elise. Tell me about that.
financial planner and lawyer, you guys have asked for different classes other than the lead gen and all this stuff. You want classes on how to build wealth and classes on money. So here it is. And like Jim said, downstairs should be full,
Should be full, guys. If you're
Like,
not
what kind of
managing your money,
money
this is great.
is she talking about?
like the green kind. Yeah.
That ain't your
Come
question.
to
No,
find,
did not.
come and you'll find out.
What is she talking about? Like that flyer won't make me go, I need to show up. What is it like how to manage your money, how to invest your money?
Yes. Yes.
Oh,
A little bit of everything,
Okay.
enough for you guys to have a further conversation with her. Does that make
Financial
sense?
wealth.
Financial wealth.
That's what exactly right, Joe. There's one more way to do that, okay, guys? Of course, I love Kevin. Kevin is there. He will spend time with you, letting you ask dumb questions or smart questions, either one. And that is, I can't see it.
Every other Thursday.
Every other Thursday from 5 to 6 p.m. Thank you, Kevin, for always being there for us. Lift program, Lift Boot Camp, guys, is starting Monday, March 7th through Friday, April the 3rd. Now, guys, call Michael Cheever about this. If you are stuck at only doing 10 units every single year and you want to get your units up and you want to join this program, Michael is going to teach you how to lead generate and even provide leads for you. So this is a program that we've developed, guys, to try to get leads to some of you that need leads and are willing to pay. The leads are not free, as you can guess. So you guys have questions about that, please see Michael Cheever, because he'll help you understand and see if you're a good fit for the Lift program. Speaking of the Lift program, so tell them something about the Lift program, about your portion of it.
Well, in March, we are open a full year.
Right.
We did quite a few last year.
They know what you do.
Oh,
Contract close.
sorry. I work with the Lift program. I'm a transaction coordinator with the Lift program. And I'm just started with them last year. This will be my first full year with it as well. But it's growing. We're getting a lot of agents and we're here to lift you with whatever you guys need.
Well, guys,
She's
if you
also a
should.
member of the animal friend. Yes.
That gives you-
Jungle.
That gives you leverage, so guys. So please reach out to them, guys. That'll get someone to help you with your leverage. The Lift Boot Camp also, talk to Mike. Okay, guys, shred and purge, guys, as we were talking about, guys, you need to send this out to your client base after you have bought in, because guys, it's a great touch for your client. Everybody has stuff they want to get rid of, guys. So please, Saturday, March 19th, 12 to 3 p.m.
And Patty Jackson is here with a testimony.
Okay.
Angie asked me to come up and talk about our marketing.
Okay. All right, great, cool.
So I don't think we've ever missed one of the Shred and Purge events. It is such a great way to touch your clients, like Jim or Catherine said, even if they don't come, everything you do event-wise, if they don't come, that's okay, because you touch them. And it's not just once. So what Angie wanted, we usually have a really good turnout. They always kind of make fun of me because like I have so many people show up and they're like, did you put that on Facebook? No, don't put it on Facebook. We had that happen one year. We had a crazy amount of people that were not really invited. So it's a private invitation and they feel very honored to get it. So for us, we start by sending the email with the flyer that's provided. This is like easy peasy, and you can put your logo on it, on the flyer that's provided to us, because you guys send it as or Angela sends it as a a Word document or something. And so you customize it, and we always on the application we always put our name on there. So like when they get there with this printout, you don't even have to fill it out. Like they get there and your name's already on it. So we do the initial email, and then we start with that has the attachments and everything, and it says invitation only. And then we do a follow-up call. I call all through every invitee, which is basically my whole sphere that lives in state. And then we do another email reminder, and then we do a follow-up text. So we just start texting away the day before the event. And then the cool thing is that even afterwards, then you greet them, and we actually bring a treat for our clients. So I always have like a little bag with some cookies or something. But after the event, you can send out a note to everybody, even the ones that didn't attend. You could send out a note or a text and say, either thank you so much for coming, it was great to see you, or you can say, thanks for, or not thanks, but we're so sorry you missed this. We'll make sure to keep you on the list because it's really, you know, a very beneficial event that you should consider, you know, that you might want to consider next year. So it gives you all these touches. I have a quick little story about how impactful it is that several years ago, gosh, 6, 7 years ago, I door knocked in Edgemere Estates, which is close by, met a lady at her door and so I started keeping in touch with her and she said, you know, as long as you don't spam me. So I put her on this list and every year she got invited to the shred event. I don't think she ever even came, honestly. Didn't know her well at all until about a year ago. And then she started calling me for advice. And I closed about 1.8 million with them this last November. So door knocking and keeping in touch with her with the consistency with this person I didn't even know. Now she's one of my good friends and we're going to lunch this week.
Start your business, and I promise you will get referrals from it. So you guys thinking, thanks Patty for sharing, okay? And I don't know what this is. What is this?
It's something we got at family reunion. We were talking about case 4. You all know about case 4, how to build your downline with it. Let me add on that for those that are licensed, if you're working with an agent that's already licensed and just really hasn't met their potential, you know, they're doing less than capping 1.7 million. We also have KW Prep, and KW Prep takes them through all different aspects of real estate. So it's an add-on that all you need to do is let them know I'll be contacting them and I will sign them up. How much does it cost? Free. So it is just another way to help you build your downline, and most importantly, help us grow this market center. Thank you.
Cool, thank you, guys. Another thing we're doing, trying to help you grow your downline and have more passive income. Zoom Career Days coming up, Michelle.
Yes, and we are doing it on Thursday. It says Tuesday, but it's really Thursday, March 10th. And so all you need to do is send me their name, telephone number, and email. Because of the amount of people that I'm getting, which thank you very much, I am emailing them immediately and putting them on a drip campaign so that it appears as though we are touching them individually. So if you'll give that to me, then I'll let you know when we connect and I'll follow up with you so that you'll know where they are in the process.
Thank you, Michelle, for doing that. Okay, Michelle. quick,
Lessons learned. We're not going to do anything boring this week because we've been at family reunion, so we have something different. What happens this month? What's this month? I mean, it's March the 1st.
St. Patrick's Day?
Winter. Bing, bing, bing. Yes. Who likes what happened? But that is one. But there is something else going on.
International Women's Day.
International Women's Day. That's a good answer. Didn't get you a prize, but that's a good answer. Now, how many people?
Is it Mardi Gras?
Mardi Gras. That's right. Who likes Mardi Gras? Yeah, don't we all? And who's been to Mardi Gras? Wow. Okay. I'm expecting big answers from you all. We're going to have a little contest and there are prizes. So in lieu of lessons learned, it's going to be something different. How many of you know how many days between Mardi Gras and Easter? No, you can't answer. You saw my sheet earlier. But no,
I didn't
you
read
did.
that part.
Okay. How many?
40.
Jeff?
There's actually 46 because you don't count Sundays.
Try one more. Somebody else give a guess. We're close.
43. 46.
Keep going.
45, 48,
50.
47,
47. Okay, 47. Now, did I make that up? No, this came off the internet. So, I'm going to go by what they said. So, Rusty, you win a prize, but I'm sorry, Jeff, you were close, but no cigar.
That's all right.
Okay, all right.
You don't.
How many people speak French here? Good. Oh, no. I'm going to read this and know that I am probably not pronouncing it right. I got a second opinion from Jeff this morning. So what does laissez les bons temps rouler mean?
Good times roll.
Let the good times roll. Oh my gosh. Wow. So
I also got married in New Orleans,
Oh, wow. Wow. Okay. Where was the first Mardi Gras parade in the United States?
Mobile, Alabama.
Wow. Oh gosh, you're
He's
gonna be
raising his
drinking
hand.
coffee like
He was
crazy. And the last question, I don't have a prize because I ate it, but I'll get another one for you. The special coins are thrown during the parade. Oh, thank you. See, I got hungry and ate it. The special coins are thrown during the parade. What are they called?
Chocolate?
Chocolate. Oh, I like that.
What's your question?
There are special coins thrown during the parade. What are they called?
Doubloons.
Doubloons. You have your. Oh, I'm glad you won it.
Thank you.
That is it. Lessons learned. Thank you.
Let's give her a hand, you all. Thank you. Come on up, Paige Morgan. And the good news about this, for the first time in a long time, I did not call the day before and say my presenter has just told me she cannot come, he cannot come. Would you please come help me out? So the first time we actually had a little bit of time to prepare. You guys, we just came back from a family reunion and it was wonderful. A couple of glitches. They're not the family reunion in 2 years, but there are a couple of glitches there, guys. But one of the things that I heard there more than once was, we're so happy to be back live and be back with people again. We're so happy. It's feeling almost normal. So we're going to start with the different question. Okay, Paige, tell us about your wheelchair and your leg. Tell us what happened. Yeah, you know it's going to embarrass you, right, Paige?
Tell the real story.
Tell the real story. What, Ed, you're here.
One about the helicopter.
Yeah.
Fell down the steps at church. I wish I could have a more exciting thing.
But
to
you were
say,
skiing in
but,
south of France, so.
You know, I was skiing. I wasn't skiing though. I was on a snowboard and I was dropped out of a helicopter.
Exactly. Exactly.
I've gotten better with the story as time has gone on.
Exactly right. Yes. It's absolutely cool. So anyway, guys, and you're going to be in that contraption how long?
4 more weeks.
Oh, exactly right. Yes. So Ed, I'm in prayer for you daily.
Thank
You're welcome. Daily. I said that. So as we talked about this, and I'm gonna sit down and let Paige take it. Guys, everyone wants to get back to normal. Now, what is normal? That's a great question. What do we want normal to look like? So Paige said, let's talk about normal. She's talking about something that Gary has talked to us about, and so is my coach. And so Paige, tell us what you think normal is.
I think normal is loving on your data bank. And that's what I want to talk to you about. But before we get to that, I brought some visual aids. And this is a book of mine. And I have journals going all over the place. Everybody in my family and my team laugh at me about the books that I have going in different spots. But I'm going to read to you, and this is just notes, and it says February 25th, 2020. So can everybody kind of go back there? February 25th, 2020. Princeton Lakes, Patty Jackson coming soon at 570. Courtney Newton coming soon. Suzanne East something under contract in 3 days at 525. Facebook leads from Command. What is the cost? Why are we not doing it? Homeward, Tim Kyle has $250 million to buy houses with. March the 4th, from 11 to 12, remembering names. We need to have that. Social media, Wednesday, 11 to 12. And that's the end. Then what happened? Then COVID happened. That happened to be the end of my book. And that's what I was doing when COVID hit. So, I was just like everybody else. I went, oh my goodness, what am I gonna do? And we started doing things differently. We all did. We were on Zoom calls. I made up things to bring my team together from afar via Zoom. I had things dropped off at people's doors. I used cookies and pies and candies and all of those things that we're not supposed to have to contact people. I was on several calls with Keller Williams International, and they were asking, what would you do? What can we do? And I said, I want to do the same thing that I have done for all these years. I just want to do it with more intensity. That makes sense. And that was before we came back into the office, which was only, and I look back at it now, it seemed like forever, but it was only 3 months that our team was home and apart. We came back at the end of 3 months into our offices here, and we gathered together, which was real important at that time. Very, very important. Now, I'm going to tell some things, and I'm going to do a little asterisk before I start on this, Jim, is that these are the opinions of Paige Morgan, not necessarily Keller Williams or Keller Williams Atlanta North or Jim Alexander. These are Paige's opinions. Back to normal, and what does that mean to me 2 years later? It means to me that I have to, please don't take offense, I have to get off Zoom meetings. Okay, they have made me, just me, lazy. And
Can you explain that more, how it made you lazy?
well, I only had to get dressed from here up. I could do it from home instead of getting out and about and with my people. I have and everything that I'm talking to y'all about is kind of off the cuff. So if I ramble, somebody raise their hand back in the back and say, get back on track, Paige. But we have a saying in our team that is office outside of the office. And I've stopped doing that. And that's very, very important. If you want to write that down, I'll say it again, office outside of the office. I quit doing that because I was on Zoom. I was able to schedule things differently. I did not have drive time built into my schedule. And drive time to me is very, very important because I'm able to clear my mind from one thing to the next. The other thing is it gives me alone time, which is very important to me and to my business and to my family life and to my spiritual life. So those 3 things have to be rolling together for this trip to work. Did that answer that question? Okay, so I got lazy, and I again have made the decision not to do Zoom meetings anymore. If I am put into a situation where it's the only thing available, or if it's a coast to coast thing, but if it's, you know, Indian Hills to Chimney Springs, I'm gonna go there. No more Zoom for me. I am going to make sure in my new normal that I am getting every single dollar that I am paying for to Keller Williams. Again, my opinion. I'm going to make sure that I am educated on everything this office and this company has to offer me. Okay, that's just common sense to me, but I've let it slide during the past 2 years because, well, I was only dressed from here.
Why is it important to you to get everything that Keller Williams has called? Why is that important to you, Paige?
Because I have had a lengthy career in real estate. And I came to Keller Williams 12 years ago, I think, 13 years ago. Anyway, it's been a long time. And I came here for the benefits that Keller Williams offered to agents. And then somehow, the last 2 years, I forgot that that's why I came here. And I forgot the benefits that are available to us. And then the other side of page says the benefits that I pay for. I'm not using the benefits that I pay for. And so I'm gonna jump to the next one. And the next one is, who in this office knows everything there is to know about Keller offers? Who in this office has a laptop or desktop or a telephone? All right, so you know how to get on KW Command. No, what's the other one? Connect, right? You know how to do that. And then you type in Keller offers, search, read, listen, iPod, time in between appointments, turn it on in the car. Okay, teach yourself before it's rolled out big time. A couple of years ago, Keller Offers came out, and it was introduced in Dallas. And it was a bunch of agents that were running around going, we can do the same thing, we can do the same thing. And it was not successful, because what happened right in the middle of everybody running around, we can do the same thing, we can do the same thing. Okay, that same thing, we hit the end of my red book. Okay, and nobody was thinking about Keller Offers anymore. We'll get back to it, boys and girls. I certainly am, because it's available to me. It's available to you and you pay for it. So learn all that you can. Our market center is going to bring us information about it. You have the opportunity to learn and to listen to those that have already done it. And it's there for you. It's something that you can add to your tools and tricks if you need to. I don't know that it will be a main part of my business. I really don't think it will be. I really cannot imagine that being an income stream for us. But I'm going to find out, because I've already paid for it. So I am going to find out all about it. But along with the back to normal, I want to go back to basics. I want to go back to back with my closings, as I have done in the past, over and over and over again. And I have not, see, I teach these kind of classes to remind myself. It's not for y'all, it's all for me. But I want to go to the back-to-back closings, which has been a slogan for our team of what we do. We get one listing brings us what?
Hopefully 2 buyers.
Okay, it's the year and year and year and year, over and over and over. It's one listing brings us 2 buyers. Well, our goal this year, which is a pretty hefty goal, is that one listing brings us 1 listing, and each listing brings us 3 buyers. A change, we just needed to change. And as most of you know in here, we've gone through a significant change as our team. And we went, you know, everybody says bigger, bigger, bigger is better. Well, we went little, little, little. And our accountant told us it's better, but we're very happy with it too. But when I talk about back to the basics and back to the future, okay, does anybody remember the movie? Okay. I want to go back to the future. I want to look into the future and know where I am going to be, because I'm the only person who has control over that. I cannot control the war in Ukraine. I can pray for the people. I can send my money. I can send my thoughts. I can't control it. I can't control pandemic, but I can control what we do for our future. And the way to control it, number one, is to plan for it. And in planning for it, the first thing you have to do is get a calendar and write it down. Because if it's not measurable and it's not visual, it's not a plan. Okay, Sean Ross said, if you can't see your plan from across the room, it's not a plan. You can't see your goal from across the room. So make it big. Jim and I laughed about some of our mine and Morgan's goals were to get a cabin in the mountains. And one of the first things were that I taught our grandchildren what to do if a bear came after them. I have this thing about bears, okay? My parents about bears. But they say whoever they are, people that have come back from being attacked by a bear, you have to get big. You have to get big in front of the bear. Can you visualize that? Can you get big in front of your business? Can you get big? Okay, don't let that bear eat you. Do not let the bear eat you. We talk about if you don't feed the tiger, it will eat you. Well, don't let the bear eat you. Get big. And get big with your thoughts, your ideas, your planning, and your goal, and make sure that you can see them from across the room. Make them visual to you. So the first thing you do is you grab out the calendar, and our friend, show them your calendar.
So I've got this one.
Get big with your calendar.
Right.
Get big with your calendar.
And my GPS, my 411 is also in this one. And then I've got everything on here, so it dings me half an hour before each appointment.
Ed Morgan, how big is your calendar? It encompasses half of our wall in our team room, but it's wonderful to be able to see all of that. And the first thing that you can do with that calendar, and most calendars that you have will have it pre-printed. And that is holidays. What are the holidays? Is it Flag Day? Andrew thinks that Flag Day is a national holiday. He takes the day off every June 14th, I think it is. He knows what Flag Day is in here. Okay, June 14th?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, he takes the day off. If you will look at your calendar, and if you will make a plan for each month, each of the 12 months, I prefer to circle it around an event like a holiday. And that's where you start the loving on your data bank. That's where you start the loving on your data bank. That's simple. Reed Clark is gone. He gives us a calendar every year. And I see people going, what do I do with this? Okay, that is the beginning of your goal of your database loving for the year. Every single February, we send out postcards, and it doesn't say anything about it, but it's Orphan Buyer Month for us. And every February for 22 years, we send out cards to people who have bought our listings. Now, we do not bombard them throughout the year. Hopefully, their agent that sold them that house is, but how often do you think that that's correct? What is it the National Association of Realtors said? 5 years after buying a house, a person sells it and they do not use the realtor that sold them that house, and the reason is they can't remember their name. Every February, we love on our orphan buyers. And we don't say, hey, orphan buyer. That sounds like something I would say, though, doesn't it? But that's our February focus for our database. Your database is, and your focus for each month is going to be something different. We're not going to go through the whole calendar month, but that's my suggestion to you, is to take 12 touches, one each month, and it doesn't have to be the same touch, and it never needs to be the same group of people. And that gets you started. If you do nothing else and do that consistently, it's going to help you. It's going to help you. The first year, if you'll do that every single month, if you'll take your data bank, and I don't call it a database, because what's a database? Database is a address book. A data bank is something that I pull my money out of. I put money into it and I pull money out of it. Okay, so it's my bank. It's the most important asset that I own as a team leader. It allows us to look to the future. You can add to that simple start as you are able to. And that means as you add to your data bank, as you have more people who are past clients, as you have more people that you add to your address portion of it, then you add more things such as KW command. I get those two confused, so I have to think about it. KW command. How many of you have folks set up on smart plans? Okay. If you, that's so sad. Like 5 people raise their hands.
Go to command happy hour if you don't know how to do it.
Yeah.
There you go.
I'm gonna give a little testimonial. I have been doing shredding events for a very long time, and I did a shredding event maybe 10 or 15 years ago. And we tie that in, it's on our calendar. We do it every year at birthday. So everybody knows when it is, and we tie the theme together. We did one 10, 12 years ago, and then we took all of these lists, the list of lists that we had, and we put them into command. And we didn't do it, but we hired somebody to do it who knows command, who is a virtual assistant of ours. And they took all of these years of shredding event people, and they sent an email. They set them up on a smart plan, and they sent an email out to these people. I don't know who these people are. 12 years ago, they dumped their IRS stuff in our dumpster. Okay. And it said, hi, do you need some information about the new market that's going on in your world? And the lady said, yep. She picked up the phone, and I cashed a check 2 weeks ago for Ready? $60,000. True story?
Yep.
And it happened just that way. Now, fortunately, I'm a bit of a hoarder, so I had all of those stacks of sign-in sheets from the shredding events that we were able to give to the virtual assistants that put it into the smart plan. As we get our business skinny, we are doing things like that. And it was just, mash the button. You press the button if you're from the north, and you mash it if you're from the south. Okay, so we mashed the button and sent it out, and they called us. Wow. Because we have a system and a platform that I pay for every single month in my Keller Williams bill. All I had to do was take advantage of it.
$15.
Well, it's about $15. Yeah.
It's like it's $2,000, $15.
It's $15. Take advantage of what you're paying for. Take advantage of what is offered to you. And put a greater cost to it. Because things that cost more have more value to you. I pay $18,000 a year for it. And that's the way I look at it. That's the next layer of loving on your database, is establishing smart plans. We call them smart plans now. We used to call them, what was it, 8x8s, 12x12s, 30s by 30s, or whatever. It's the same thing. It means the same thing. Just, oh, there's that word again. Consistent. If you're only gonna do it for 3 months, don't do it. You're wasting your time. Go out and do something else. Sprinkle postcards in there. Sprinkle events in there. Sprinkle handwritten notes. And we investigated a company and a machine that writes the handwritten looking notes. Have y'all seen that? It doesn't work. Okay, so I just thought I'd give you that, save you time. It doesn't work. It looks like we bought a machine that writes handwritten notes. But do make sure that it's different at each and every time. There are 7 things that I have decided are important in making sure that is in that database loving. Okay, and that is that, and I'm not going to go over all of them, but showing genuine authenticity, showing gratitude with authenticity. If you're thanking someone for something, make sure that they know it's coming from right here. And if it's not, then don't do it. You're better off not doing it if it's going to come off less than sincere. Managing time effectively, making sure that you're not wasting half the day and that you're only dressing from here out. I do understand, I'm gonna jump into this. I do understand that there are some people who still have fears about being in face-to-face contact with folks, and I understand that. No, I don't. But I respect that. I do not understand it, but I have respect for you if that is something, or if you have health issues that require you to be more isolated. If you don't, get off the Zoom meetings. Get off the Zoom meetings. Come in here, guys. We miss you. And you, and you, and you. I feel like Mr. Roper.
Might not know what that is.
I know it.
You hear her what she says when she says romper room?
I do.
In my time at home and away and on Zoom meetings and Googling, I have had the opportunity to develop self-awareness. And that's something that's really important in loving on your data bank. Because if you're not aware of what you have the potential to do, how are you going to portray that to another person? And I am encouraging each and every one of you to get out. Don't lose your face to face. Don't lose your face. I have a girlfriend who has just started a health and wellness coaching business. And she has been in isolation for so long, and she's a very beautiful woman. And I saw a video Zoom that she was doing the other day, and she was like this, and she wasn't talking right and all this. And I called her and I said, Cindy, start smiling. Show that beautiful smile that you have. Because she hasn't been with people in 2 years. Don't let that happen to you. If you need to get in front of the mirror before you walk out on an appointment, I always suggest that. I've always done that. The mirror can be your best friend or your worst enemy, depending on how you look at it. But get out there and make sure that you still have that wonderful jovial sense of humor, if that's you, or the highly intelligent ones, if that's you. Is Danielle Pena there? If you have the statistical mind that you can rattle off the numbers, make sure that you have those numbers available to you. How are we doing time-wise? Okay. And I want to talk about the word but. Okay. Didn't you think, Paige Morgan, you want to talk about the word but? Okay. It's a word that I would like for you to leave at the door. Don't use that word anymore. Every single word that comes before the word but is what? Eliminated.
I said it cheap, correct me.
Oh, no.
What?
No.
It's BS.
Yeah, that's true. See, I already cleaned that up. But it really does. It eliminates, and it tells someone that you don't value their opinion, especially in a world that we live in, that we listen to other people's opinion and we want to say, yeah, right. Okay. Yeah, right. What about when Mr. Seller says, but my house, really, there are multiple offers going on in my neighborhood, and the last one sold for 700, so I think mine should be $1.1 million. And you want to go, yeah, right. And what you wind up saying is, I understand that you think that yours should be $1.1 million, and I appreciate your opinion, but, so what did you just say? I do not appreciate your opinion, and you don't know what you're talking about, buddy, you better buck up and listen to me. Okay, so that's pretty heavy duty, isn't it? I mean, think about that. How many times do we use that? This is something brand new to my repertoire, is to stop using the word but. And I'm catching myself saying, yeah, right, but. So think about that as you are loving on your data bank. Every handwritten note that you write, every phone call that you make sure that you're not using that word. Make sure that you're not using that word.
Paige,
Yes.
so does that kind of go with that seek to understand instead of saying but? Seek to understand, which is part of our. Why is that important to you? Or, you know, I mean, it's more about trying to figure out why they think that.
Well, that is very true, and that's a part of it. If you can, the real simple part of it though, is just exchange that word for and. Mr. Seller, I understand why you think your house should be $1 million. And what we need to do is figure out how we're going to explain that to the buyer pools. I mean, did that, what a difference that was. So that's something that I think is important, that we continue to love the people that we're talking to, and that we continue to have our self-awareness. And I'm going to leave some time for question and answers, and Jim, if you would too, if you have any questions for me. I'm doing a lot of reading. I did a lot of reading while I was dressed from here up. And I'm sure everybody in the room did too. And continue to read and continue to read things that are uplifting, so that you can uplift others and make sure that you are a lifter and not a leaner. Everybody heard that term? Be a lifter, lift people up, don't lean on those, and also look at the 5 people around you and make sure that they're not all leaning on you. Because we tend to become caretakers, and don't do that to yourself. Don't do that to yourself. Make sure that you are surrounding yourself with people who will lift you up. I have another topic that we can go to,
Let's do
unless you
questions.
have some questions.
Let's do some
Okay?
questions. Let's do some questions. Oh yes, Rusty, please.
No, I just, you were talking about the listing and then getting another listing and then free buyers. And you talked earlier about creativity and how things change. And that's what I'm trying to get around now is I'm finding that like listings where other companies like Zillow and those guys are kind of taking them over and putting their agents on those. I'm not seeing as many unrepresented buyers or that. How are you combating that?
Long answer. I told you about the goal and put it far enough away to see it. And our goal this year is we will buy no leads. We kind of did it last year, but this year we will buy no leads. So I'm not concerned about what Zillow is doing. I was in business before there was a Zillow, and I will be in business after there is a Zillow.
But I meant more from a, like you would list, okay, good.
Yeah, but so it's easier for me to do that because I'm not depending on someone else's efforts. I'm loving on my data bank. So I have the opportunity to make it happen. If I have a listing and I know what to do with that listing, I know how to get another listing from it. And what do I do? Which is a whole nother class. I circle prospect. I circle prospect. I call every single person in my data bank and I say, I just sold the house around the corner. You're not going to believe what it went for. Do you know anyone interested in buying or selling real estate? And I've never said those words to a person in my life, but conversationally, I have said that. I have established a board of directors for our business, and the board of directors are influencers, are sphere of influence folks within the community and past clients. They're made up of those people, and I speak to those people once a month. And I send every single marketing piece that I do to those people, email, text, and postcards so that they get those and they can see how we're doing it. And they're more apt to refer people to us if they see what we do when we're loading on our database.
So Rusty, I know two agents that are both new in the business. Okay, I know two. One of them calls me and says, hey, I did my 10 contacts. I'm like, great. I'm glad to hear that, okay? The other one called me and says, I got a piece of business yesterday because I would not stop until I got the piece of business. What's the difference?
Page 273 in the sheet. No, actually, chapter 5. Gary talks about lead generating with a purpose. That most agents go, whoo, knocked out my 20. And most people go, I am not stopping until I get that one appointment.
And maybe they make 3 calls.
Yeah.
And get 1. Maybe they make 30 calls and get 1. The opposing says, okay, I did my contact. Got 5 of more people I ran into in the line at Kroger. So it's a different mindset. She says, whatever it takes, I'm going to get a second listing from that. See, Rusty's mindset, because my coach and I talked last week. He said, Jim, do we have a listing problem or do we have a database problem? What's the difference? If you had 10,000 people in your database and you knew you had a buyer that had to have a house in wherever, and you asked your 10,000, do you think one of them might find the house for you? The answer is yes. So do we have a listing problem or a database problem? Which one is it?
Database problem.
So you're just saying basically the old lead stream like that is closed, so you're taking a different approach. Because it used to be unrepresented buyers, you could get those folks there. But now mostly everybody coming is represented.
Is that true?
So I get database and that. kind of
Is that
stuff.
true?
No.
Is that true? That most buyers are represented these days? Susan, you've been around for a while. Is that true in your world?
That they are represented.
That they're all, most buyers are represented now. Is that true?
Yes, phone calls from people who say they aren't working with an agent. So I would just say, I haven't seen any change in that.
I can try to get creative. I put if you need help in the FMLS, and they call me within 30 minutes and say, get it out. So I was just trying to figure out how to generate, because like I said, I see my postings on other sites, but it doesn't mention me. It just push this button for an agent.
Can I say something? Because we were talking about that this morning, and it's the conversation. So we've been a realtors for a long time. We went through 2007, 2008, and with respect to the new agents, what we're seeing now, we're seeing order takers, right? We're not seeing agents who are doing like the buyer seminars and calling the database and doing all the things you need to do to create your own buyer pool, because it's so easy now to just take that order. And when this market changes, a lot of people will be out. There'll be a lot of people will be out of the market because everybody's enjoying this market now. And we've cried together in 2007, 2008.
Does everybody remember Michael Mayer's book? What is it? The seven types of
7 levels of communication.
What's number 1?
Database.
What is it?
Face-to-face.
Face-to-face. Number 2 is what?
Voice
Voice to voice. Number 3 is what? Nobody knows. Nobody, it's actually probably texting now. You're probably texting that. But guys, number 1 is it changed? Paige, is it changed?
Absolutely not.
So yes, Patty.
There may not be many unrepresented buyers that go to an open house. We still do open houses, even though we know the house will be gone.
I love open
But we
houses.
do it on Saturday now because we don't want to make people who are responsible and get their clients in there and get the offer in. So we do it Saturday instead of Sunday. We used to do both days. And Paige has a good program with this too. You actually taught me this years ago is that don't focus on everybody that walks through the door. You know, I mean, be very polite and helpful and everything. Find the people that aren't represented. It might only be one person that whole time, but you know what? That one person could bring you a $10,000 check at closing. Focus on the one person that you can build that rapport with and talk to them and show your value, not by, throwing up on them, but by showing your value to them about them, educate them on the market, educate them on other homes in the area, if that house is not a fit for them.
The
Oh,
ones
you want a
that-
big
ones that you
kitchen, it's
connect
down the
with.
street. I know ABC, street, there's a great house over there that has that kitchen. So,
You're right, Patty, and so much, and the focus on the one, that's great, but something else too is that we found with open houses is for some reason, people are afraid to go to an open house and say they don't have a real estate agent.
Yes.
30 years ago is when I did them. Had the same response. Are you representing? Yeah. Tell you about her. Well, I've not talked to her in 3 years, but she's representing them.
They don't
Oh,
know
good,
their name.
good. I remember, but good luck, what's her name? That's right. That's right.
So that, and Jim hit right on it, is the first thing to do is politely say, well, great, do me a favor. I work in this area a lot. So have your agent, what's her name?
Betty Sue.
Just tell her to send me an email with all of your information, not your name and phone number and everything, but your criteria. And when I have something that comes up, maybe even off market, I'll contact your agent. And they're like, well, why don't you contact me instead? Oh, I thought you had an agent. Well, yeah, no, I don't. Okay. But
And that's called a what, guys? What's that called? She just did, what's that called? What's it called?
Creativity.
It's called a script. It's called a script. She has what to say. Conform. All right, guys, other questions? Anybody have another question? Anybody on television land, as Michelle likes to call it, have a question? You guys have a question? Come here, Adrian.
if you are not successful in this market, think about another career.
Easy now, guys. Now, being a listener, being a buyer, it's hard right now, the hardest it's ever been, and I'll give you that, but is that true, Libby?
Yeah, I mean, it's a tough market, but you gotta figure out how to make it work.
Exactly.
Say it again, make sure everybody heard you.
You have to figure out how to make it work. My coach last week told me, take your top 5 buyers and pretend like MLS doesn't exist. How would you find a house? And that's what I'm trying to do.
You know, there was a time when we said, if you're not looking at for sale by owners for your buyers, you're not representing your buyer properly. Okay, and then we went to, if you're not looking at Zillow coming soon, you're not representing your buyer properly. Where are we now? If you're not looking at for sale by owners, looking at Zillow, looking at everything that's going on in your farm areas, whether there's a sign in the yard or not, if you're not following every pickup truck and painter's truck and seeing where they're going to freshen a house
and door knocking.
and door knocking.
And golden letters, sending them out.
I mean, then you are not properly representing your buyer in this market. You're just not doing it. If
Unturn
you
every
don't pull it
stone.
all out, what?
Unturn every stone.
You have to, you've got to turn and look under every single rock and every single stone. I enjoyed being here today, and I'm looking forward to getting back to my new normal, and that's walking around.
Well, to close, I want to share some with you that's a little bit personal, but you understand what I'm saying. So we had the awards dinner, is that what it was, up to the Southeast region. And this office got 1 award. And we're used to getting 3 or 4 awards. And so and I go, well, that's interesting. But they award you at the Southeast region for the amount of appointments you have every single week. If you have a certain amount of R2 appointments, which we talk about a lot, and R1 appointment, which is somebody that's new to business, they reward you, even though you may have had 15 people come in the front door and 17 go out the back door. They reward you for that, which I'm okay with, guys, because is it a numbers game with listings and buyers? Of course it's okay, guys. So but the 1 award that we got was the one I'm most proud of. What do you think that award is?
Profit.
profit. We were in the top 3 most profitable offices in the Southeast region. Well, the other 2 that were ahead of us, they have 500 agents. And we have got 323 agents. That's right, guys. Okay. So I'm proud of that, okay, guys, because at the end of the day, do you want to have the most listings? You want to be the most profitable?
Both.
But you can't stay open if you're not profitable.
Right.
Exactly right, you're profitable, okay, guys. Also, I was very proud of this off because they didn't want awards for this, but I didn't care. We also ended the year with the most what? Listings of any office in Metro Atlanta. And guys, is that a pretty cool thing? We got no awards for that. We did not. We got no award for that. Also ended the year with what? The most sold what? Units. No awards for that. Because in today, we got an award for what? Being the most profitable. So guys, so as y'all are out there and you're trying to figure out how big your business, loving on your listings, how much does that cost you? Well, I mean, you have to buy leads.
No, we will not buy a lead. We will not buy a lead. Now, we will spend money
Okay, you gotta spend money.
and we have appropriated a considerable amount of money to loving on our data bank this year. We're gonna have great events. They're gonna be face to face. You know, we're going to have great pop buys. We're gonna do pop buys. We're gonna do door knocking.
Face to face.
We're going to do open houses. We're going to do circle prospecting.
Voice to voice. You got my point, guys? End of the day, guys, you got to figure out because we were the smallest office in the top 10 most profitable offices. Because this one told me 10 years ago, she said, Jim, take care of the ones that are here. And it'll bless you.
And that's what we strive to be.
Exactly like this.
That's what we strive to be on a different level.
Exactly. We're different.
Is smaller.
Exactly right. So guys, leave with this, okay? Somebody that's hearing my voice right now is gonna make a lot of money this year. But if you think getting up in the morning and not having a plan to do your business, you're not gonna be one of them. Guys, and I get tired of telling you, we have more tools here than all the offices combined out there together. More here. The problem is, we have a time one where you can come and learn scripts. Just 8 people in there. We should have 80 people in there. It's got every tool that you need is here. If you need a coach, we have that for you. If you need a coach that'll take you to 500,000, we have that for you guys. So guys, take care of what you're paying. You're worth 15,000, 3,000 international. Take advantage of what you're paying that money for. Because I mean, respectful to a lot of people in here, but I'm gonna mention one person, Ivan. I see him here most days before I get here. And he's here when I leave because he won't go home to get to do. He just keep doing it, guys. And that's what it takes. If you feel sorry for you, who was it that said if you're not making money in this time, go home? We don't do that. Stay here. We love you. But anyway, guys, someone's gonna make a lot of money this year. Why not you? Is making a lot of money a good thing?
Yes.
Why is it a good thing?
It's good that it can do.
It gives you options. Paige, thank you.
Thanks.
You guys have a good day.